You gonna help show everybody the yard, Wally? Hey friends, it's Alessandra and Wally. Moose is still in bed, but it's a beautiful Saturday weekend morning here, and it kind of looks like we might be getting some thunderstorms today and tomorrow. So I thought, while it's kind of comfortable out, let's give everybody an update. I'm actually in the dome right now, looking over here at our finger lime, caviar lime, that just made it outside in the last week or two. And I wanted to just kind of show you guys, the dome has been holding up generally really, really well. We're going to go through the garden stuff, but the only thing we ran into is in some of the windstorms we had, the top kind of ripped up. So some of the areas are double layered, but some of them obviously are not. So we're going to be working on recovering this at some point. Probably going to wait till after the end of June because it is kind of hail season, but I've been still collecting bubble wrap and packaging wrap as we get them, and I've been trying to just push them into nooks and crannies because we really didn't get super far last year. We got less than half of the dome kind of stuffed, if you will, but right now it's in the 70s out. It looks like it's upper 80s here in the dome according to our thermostats. And even with the insulation we do have, the door being open since I guess February or so, we have hit 115 plus in here according to the Bluetooth reader thermometers that we have. So it gets pretty toasty in here. Some of our seedlings took, some didn't. We're just learning how to grow things here in Colorado, but I just wanted to show you guys this quick dome update because otherwise areas that we've filled with bubble wrap and stuff might not be the most beautiful job or anything, but it has held up really, really well. So hopefully this year we can just layer on and fill in the other triangles and areas that didn't quite we ran out of bubble wrap for. So let's go to the more exciting part about what's growing in the garden. Loving these big structures made with maker pipe and umbrella stands. They have been a game changer. You can tell where like the shade is because that's where the weeds are growing, but I think this is already making a big difference. This is our newest one for this year, and I think it's just helping keep everything alive. Our raspberries that were overwintered seem to be doing okay. They're just kind of out here getting all the direct sun. They seem like they're doing okay. We have some early signs of raspberries kicking in here, so that's exciting. But what I'm super stoked is this tower. All the pink that you see, those are plants that I put in last year that somehow survived the winter and are going to hopefully continue to survive. Anything with a yogurt container, those are some seedlings that I'm hoping to protect a little bit longer till they get a little sturdier for just all sorts of different things that I'm trying to grow. But I went to the local horticultural society event that they had this year where they had a lot of native plants. So this beautiful white plant that you see here, and like probably about a half a dozen other ones, like there's some down here, couldn't tell you what they're called. Bottom I'll put pictures on of the labels and everything. These are them too. Supposedly they are perennials for the area and also attract pollinators and stuff. So I thought, okay, this might be our perennial tower because none of this got overwintered last year, and those pink flowers all came back. So all we had to do was water it for time to time, and I'm hopeful that we can continue that trend with others. So if we add a couple perennials every year, in a couple years this will be fully fleshed out into a beautiful perennial tower. Obviously our igloo is starting to get broken down. That's okay, didn't work out, but we tried and now we know. So over here in our earth boxes, I honestly lost track of how many seeds that I've started, lost, transplanted, didn't start, whatever. So we have sprouted a bunch more. We're trying to transplant these and get them in. There's some tiny, tiny little support, like I think these are marigolds in the back. But I'm trying to get at least one big vining plant in each of these earth boxes to grow up, hopefully attract us some butterflies, some hummingbirds, some moths, whatever, pollinators, I don't care at this point, anything would be great. But even in the shade, they are having just a little bit of a struggle bus time. You gotta give Burbro kisses while you see him. Okay, that's so nice of you, little buddy. Moose got his hair cut. It's looking good. Okay, well, what I was trying to show you was that raspberry shortcake. So like I said, this is the raspberry shortcake, the larger one that we ordered from Bushel and Berry via Fast Growing Trees. And this one has been chugging water like crazy. I am so happy it's in the earth box fruit and veg container because I have been watering it a ton. And rightly so, there's raspberries coming in, so I'm optimistic we'll have our very first set of raspberries. Conversely though, these are our 2 jelly bean blueberries, and they don't look bad. Like, this one looks a little rough. The other one looks okay, but they're not like clearly having an abundance of growth or anything. I haven't seen any flowers except for the few that were on there at the beginning, so I'm not holding my breath just yet. Our apple tree that got overwintered in the dome, this had several different grafts on it. You can tell one still hasn't shown back up, but the other ones are showing signs of life. That's exciting. Our willow weeping cherry, no, this is a weeping cherry that we got at Home Depot. It's a little lopsided, but it has been growing, and we did have like 2 cute little flowers on it for a couple of days, but I think they got lost in a thunderstorm. One of our roses from last year, this one is Sweet Spirit. It got a little kick of fertilizer recently just to start the season off, and we are already seeing a ton of new growth, a ton of blooms, and possibly, I hope that will be the underrated plant of the year that we got. This is our first ever honeysuckle. It's finally starting to get a little bit of flowers on it. This also came from the Horticultural Society event here locally. It's having a rough time. I don't know if they normally look like this, but it's getting a little scrawny in parts, so I'm hoping it picks up some momentum. I'm trying to train it up this trellis so we can get some healthy growth on it, but I'm really excited about that. I've been wanting to grow honeysuckle for a long time, so here's hoping. Our other structure, technically first covered, this area has all of our new roses except for our, I think this was our, was it Easy Enchanted Peace from last year, but our other roses that we transplanted doing really good. These are all from High Country Roses, and you know, this one didn't even have any leaves when we got to it, so they're all looking really great here. And these are our other raspberry shortcakes. They're doing okay. They do have a little bit of raspberries coming in on them, but obviously they're just not as strong as that big bush. The nasturtiums that I planted with them, they're doing okay. And then these towers, oh, you could tell probably where there's some dead looking twigs. Those are the things that we got from the Arbor Foundation, the saplings. I have been trying to keep them alive and they just do not want to live. Ironically though, one of them at the top that gets the most sun seems to somehow be doing okay. So God only knows why that one survived. But you know what? We're doing our best. We got some nasturtiums at the bottom. Strawberries we've gotten a handful of, but the birds have been getting to them. So we're going to have to come up with a bird prevention program here soon. But yeah, these towers have been getting watered every day. There's plenty of seedlings that are still in yogurt protectors. So I'm hoping we can get some, you know, some flowers and cascading something in here. But if we don't see any momentum in the next week or two, I'll probably just go to the nursery and pick up some, you know, a 6-pack of cells of some sort to fill in to give us some cover. And then the tumblers still dry. I try to water them whenever I water up there. I'm not going to go up there just yet because it's starting to sprinkle and I don't want to get caught out in the open, but we have tiny little well, hopefully vining plants that'll get kicked off here soon. We have a firecracker vine that I'm really excited about it up there, and a cup and saucer vine. Neither one of those I've grown before, but I have Googled them and I'm optimistic that once we get them growing, they will do well. And you can see the dome is starting to really show through. That was the protection we put on the top underneath, so that's where it's split open. So we'll get it fixed up, no problem. All right, friends, well, it's starting to sprinkle. The boys are ready to go in and I don't want to get soaked, so I will end this garden tour with a hello. I hope you're doing well, and goodbye. We'll catch up with you guys soon, and we'll be checking in on the worms probably in the next week or two to see how they're doing with their feeding. So hopefully you can check that out. Hope you guys are doing well. Bye, friends.